All right, guys, the Utah Jazz just finished their draft. They come away with Udoka Azubuike. I think I'm saying that right. And Elijah Hughes. Let's talk about the Jazz draft. All right, I'm not going to lie. Was not happy with this pick initially for the Jazz. Not at all, because Desmond Bane was on the board for the Jazz. I did not personally think that Jaden McDaniels would be a very good pick for Utah at 27 or 28 or wherever they were, 27. But I was really excited that Desmond Bane fell to Utah, and they did not pick him. Instead, they pick Udoka Azubuike. That's going to be a problem for me a little bit until we get into the flow. It's all fresh, though. They picked Udoka instead of Desmond Bane, and it hurt my feelings because Desmond Bane is really good, and I like players that help you win games, pass the ball, shoot, really high level. And the Jazz decided they were not going to go with Bane at 27. Instead, they go with Udoka. Who is Udoka Azubuike? Azubuike. However you say it. We're just going to call him Udoka most of the time, probably. But who is this guy? He's a 4-year center at Kansas, which gives you a little bit of pause. But one thing that's exciting about this guy is he has some crazy size. 7'1" in that range, and like a 7'7" wingspan. This guy is like... he's got the Rudy Gobert type tools. You know, you need those tools to succeed in what the Jazz system is right now. And we saw Tony Bradley really fail at that last season, especially in the playoffs. He could not defend the rim and stay on the floor without fouling people. He just got roasted. And so really what this pick tells me is that the Utah Jazz were drafting for need instead of just best player available. Because maybe this guy would have been available at their pick 38. I kind of wonder. But they obviously wanted to ensure they got him. This was, I guess, one of their higher guys on their board. And they took him. And he has a lot of tools. The athleticism is crazy. Apparently he has like a 41-inch vertical. To put that in perspective, I believe Zion has a 45. So this guy is 7 foot, 7'7" wingspan. He is like 270 pounds, and he jumps 41 inches in the air. It is like all the physical tools and athleticism you could ask for in a prospect. He's not really a shooter. He's an inside guy, rim protector type. So the Jazz really got their back up to Rudy. And the interesting thing is right after the Jazz make this pick, they traded Tony Bradley to the Pistons. So it's obvious that the Jazz drafted their backup center. This is putting a lot of pressure on this guy to hold the fort. I mean, Tony Bradley was not good last year, and Ed Davis was even worse. And so this guy is immediately going to be probably an upgrade, although we will find out. Although he is just big, and so he is going to provide incredible size at the backup center position behind Rudy Gobert. That is, if the Jazz re-sign Rudy Gobert, which seems a little more likely with this outlook that the Jazz seem to be having. But anyways, Udoka, the size and athleticism is great. He's only a 44% free throw shooter, but he is a 77% from the field shooter. So this guy just dunks the ball, gets lobs. So this guy you can tell is going to play off of Joe Ingles and other guys and just put the ball in the hoop and block shots and do everything that Rudy does, obviously, but for the second unit and obviously not at that level of Rudy Gobert. But who knows? Maybe he's insanely good, and the Jazz found another guy at like 27 or 28. I can't remember which one it was. I believe it's 27, 28. Anyways. Interesting pick. I'm coming around to it more and more the more I think about it because it is filling a need for the Jazz. It's very clear the Jazz have a very clear strategy for next season on what they're doing. So, it's drafting for need, and the Jazz had a terrible hole at center, backup center all season last year. It's a lot of, I know Jazz fans love Derek Favors, but one of the reasons everyone's pining for Favors is because not only do Jazz fans love Derek Favors, but it would also fill a major hole for Utah. Their backup center has been just terrible. And last year, that was a big reason why they couldn't hold the fort on the back with their second unit. That second unit just sucked defensively because their backup center situation was just horrible. And the Jazz run a system where the center really matters. It's designed around Rudy Gobert, and if you have this guy who can kind of fill that same role, great. So it's really an interesting sign of what the Jazz are doing. They are looking at need, and it looks like the Jazz are running it back next year. I have wondered whether they were going to make big moves, and my guess is that they run it back with what they got. They're probably going to go after Jordan Clarkson. We shall see. Or maybe someone also in that mold. We'll find out. But my guess is Jordan Clarkson is going to be on the Jazz next year, and that's something you can take from this pick. The second pick, I'm actually pretty excited about it. Elijah Hughes is just a flat out scorer. Go check out go to, on the same channel. Make sure you finish this video first, but go check out Elijah Hughes and watch his shooting stroke. That shooting stroke is pretty. And Utah is good at developing players, and this guy has a chance to be really nice. And he's got size, length at the wing position, and can shoot the ball. And on Utah, he may very well find a place to play because that scoring ability is really nice. Utah traded for that pick, by the way, and it looks like they gave up some sort of future draft pick that we don't know yet. But they traded for this pick to get this guy, and he is nice. I don't know a ton about him because I'm learning about him as we go. I've just finished 3 SLC Dunk articles. Go to slcdunk.com to read all that. But his stroke looks nice, and he's got pretty decent size, and he actually looks like he's got some athleticism. So the Jazz may have found a guy in Elijah Hughes that maybe some of the other teams found, maybe like in an Aaron Nesmith, but Utah found him maybe in Elijah Hughes. We'll see. Nesmith is fantastic, and I would have rather had him, obviously. But it's sometimes you find guys like this that, he missed some seasons for some reason. I need to do some more research. Maybe his injury, other things. And maybe this guy would have been higher if he didn't have such a up and down college career and didn't come in as a fourth-year senior. So maybe this guy is legit, and the Jazz found kind of a steal. We shall find out. But that shooting stroke is legit, and he looks like he's going to be able to score in the NBA on the regular. So this is a nice draft for Utah in a lot of ways. A little disappointed that we didn't go after Desmond Bane. I kind of wonder if you could have gotten Bane at 37 or 27 and then drafted Udoka at 38. I mean, is that something we could have done? And then Bane can be the future guy to play off of Donovan Mitchell. That's something I was hoping for, and it looks like the Jazz are not going to do that. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like the picks? Do you not? Are you happy, sad, joyful, angry, hungry, tired? One of those things. Let me know. Guys, like and subscribe to the channel. I will talk to you later.